They bring you to the lake to keep your older sister company. The emperor has come for your sister, not for you. They will name your first child without asking you and hand you a schedule for the hours you are permitted to see your own daughter. They will stand you at a mirror 3 hours before every morning begins, until being beautiful is only a job you are never allowed to quit. You will spend the second half of your life making certain no stranger ever sees your face, and you will keep leaving and never once arrive. And one flat September beside another lake, a stranger will step straight into you, and you will stand, gather your hat, and walk on. The reason it ends, why you, of all people, is the one thing you are never once allowed to take off. For now, there is only a quiet tea room, a calm lake outside, and a man across the room whose eyes have just come to rest on you and will not move. You are the one no one came to see. The court has traveled to a summer lake for your sister. She is older. She is the plan. The visit was arranged for her. You are the girl brought along to keep her company. At tea, the emperor sits across the room, and his eyes do not go where they were told to go. They come to rest on you and stay. You are 15. You do not yet understand that a glance from this man is not a compliment, it is a decree. He turns to his mother and says he wants you, not your sister, you. And the room quietly rearranges itself around a choice that was never yours. Every adult here begins, without a word, to obey it. Your sister lowers her eyes. No one thinks to ask what you feel, because a girl in your place is not a thing that feels, she is a thing that is decided. The lake outside is very calm. Inside, without one word from you, the rest of your life has just been set moving by a look across a room. 5 days. That is all it takes. You arrive as no one in particular. By the end of the week you are the emperor's chosen bride, and the news is already leaving the town ahead of you. Everyone around you is glad. Your mother weeps with relief. Church bells are discussed. Gowns are ordered in a city you have never seen. And through all of it, there is a smooth, strange silence where your own voice should be. Because no one has asked you anything, and it does not occur to them that they should have. You are not being married. You are being awarded. The distance between those two words is the whole of what is happening to you, and you have no language for it yet. At night, the size of it reaches you, a man twice met, a throne, a country, a mother-in-law who is also your aunt, all of it closing over a girl who wanted, this summer, only to ride and be left alone. You say yes, because the world has left no shape for saying anything else. The floor was gone before you knew you had been standing on it. The palace is the most beautiful prison ever built, and no one will call it that but you. You marry in a Vienna church so gold it hurts to look at, and then the doors of the court close behind you like water over a stone. There is a rule for everything here. A rule for which door you use, which hand you offer, how long you may stand at a window. You are hundreds of rooms deep in other people's habits, and every habit was fixed before you were born. The grandeur is real, so are the walls. Women you did not choose watch you dress. A schedule you did not write tells your body where to be at every hour. You begin to see that being empress is not a kind of freedom. It is the most watched form of obedience in Europe. Homesick is too small a word. You came from a house where a girl could vanish into the woods for an afternoon and no one flinched. Here, a closed door is an event. Here, you are never once alone and never once at home. The rooms are magnificent. They are also, you slowly understand, yours to stand in and no one's to leave. Your daughter is born, and within a day she is not yours. They christen her while you are still in bed, and they do not ask you her name. They give her the name of the woman who runs this court, your husband's mother, as if the child were hers to sign for. Then they carry the cradle out of your rooms and into hers at the far end of the palace, and the reason they give is that you are too young, too young. You carried her. You are the empress of 2 nations, and you are told you are too young to keep your own child in your own rooms. A door closes on a corridor. You are not always allowed to walk. Down that hall, your daughter is fed on a schedule with your name nowhere in it. You did not lose her to fever or accident. She was taken, calmly, by a relative with a softer voice than yours and a harder grip, and everyone agreed it was for the best. This is the thing no one warned you about being chosen, the most intimate thing a person can hold. They can administer for you, and hand you an appointment to come and visit it. You are her mother. It is the one fact in this palace that carries no authority at all. To see your own daughter, you learn to ask, not to command, to ask. You send word down the corridor and you wait to hear whether today is a day you are allowed. Sometimes the answer is no, and there is no court on earth where you can appeal it, because the woman deciding stands above you in every way this palace counts. You are the Empress. You knock and you wait. Consider what that does to a person, morning after morning. The child is behind a door, the door has a keeper, and the keeper is not you. You start to measure your motherhood in permissions granted. A half hour here, a supervised visit there. Her first words happen in a room you had to be let into. And because you are proud, and because there is nothing else to do with it, you stop showing what it costs you, you go quiet instead. The court reads your quietest coldness and files it away against you. The truth is simpler and worse. You are a mother reduced to a visitor. The love is entirely yours. The child, by every rule that matters here, is somebody else's to keep. Then, before you have won a single inch of that corridor back, it closes for good. Your daughter falls ill on a journey, and this time no permission is needed, because there is nothing left to ask for. She is 2 years old. She dies far from the nursery they kept her in, and the grief that arrives does not behave like other griefs. It does not pass. It moves in and stays for the rest of your life. Here is the cruelty folded inside the cruelty. You never got the ordinary years that make a mother, the dull afternoons, the being needed, the being simply there. You got permissions and closed doors, and then a small coffin, and in between there was never quite enough of her to hold. What they administered, they cannot give back. The child was taken from your rooms while she lived. Now she is taken from the world, and the same silence receives both. You do not wail. Empresses are not permitted to. You only learn the exact emptiness of a room whose door you will never again beg at, because the child on the other side is gone, and you would give anything to be kept out one more time. There is a room where you are assembled each morning like a monument. Before the city wakes, you are seated, and careful hands begin the day's long work on your hair. It takes hours, not minutes, hours, every morning, while the gray light crosses the floor and you are not allowed to move with it. Your hair is famous across a continent, and its fame is a sentence you serve at dawn. You sit. Other hands decide how the most admired woman in Europe will appear today, and you hold still for all of it, because holding still is the work. You once called these styles a thing built by warrant, an order you were not free to refuse, and you were only half joking. This is what admiration turns out to mean, up close. Not power, not freedom, a chair, a fixed count of hours, and a face that belongs to the public before it is ever your own. The world envies this. From inside the chair, at this hour, the truth is plainer. Being looked at is a task other people perform on you, while you are kept from moving. You fill the hours the only way you can. You send your mind somewhere the chair cannot follow. You learn languages while your body is held in place. Greek, difficult and far away, spoken with a tutor while the hands work behind you, a whole other country carried into your head, because you are not allowed to carry your body out of the room. It ought to look like accomplishment. It is really a prisoner's arithmetic. What can I still own if I am not allowed to own the hours? And this is not a season or a phase. It is the shape of your whole adult life, the same chair, the same fixed time, the same face requested of you. Admiration, you understand by now, was never a gift someone handed you. It is unpaid work you were assigned at 15 and can never resign from. Everyone else gets to look and then walk away. You are the one who cannot leave the frame. And slowly, in the middle of all that being seen, something in you begins to turn the other way, toward the one thing they have not yet taken, the power to not be looked at all. So you do the thing no one expects the most beautiful woman in Europe to do. You disappear. There is a last photograph, made when you are about 30, and after it there are no more. You turn the camera away, turn the painters away, refuse ever again to sit and be captured. The face two nations feel they own, you quietly withdraw from circulation, and here is what that reverses. The whole world assumed a woman this looked at must love the looking, must need it the way others need air. The opposite was true the entire time. The looking was the cage, and the moment you are given any say in it, you close the frame. From now on, the portraits stop aging you. The public is left holding a face that is already gone. You would rather be a memory than a subject. It is the first real choice you have made since a man glanced at you across a room, and it is a choice to be seen less, not more. The face they picked you for, at 15, you will now take back the only way that is left. You will hide it from every eye that thinks it is owed a look. After that, the world gets you only in glimpses, and even the glimpses are guarded. You move through public rooms behind a fan held at exactly the right angle. In the open, you raise a parasol between your face and every stranger's eyes, or draw a veil, or turn so no unknown person is given a clean look at you. The most photographed woman of the century now spends her days making sure almost no one sees her face. Picture it from a corridor, a small procession, and at its center, a woman screened by cloth and shade so that the very thing everyone came to see is the thing they are refused. Only your closest servants still know your true face now. To everyone else, you have become a rumor with good posture, a shape, a name fastened to a face they must take on faith. You are not hiding from ugliness, you are hiding from ownership. Every stranger's glance is a small claim laid on you, and you have decided, at last, to stop paying it. So the fan goes up, the face goes behind it, and the most looked-at woman in Europe walks through her own century unseen. There is one thing left that they cannot schedule, and you reach for it with both hands. You leave. You board trains and you board ships and you put water between yourself and the court that watches you, and for a while it feels like the first clean air in years. Movement, it turns out, is a place the rules cannot easily follow. A train window is a room, no lady-in-waiting controls. The deck of a ship at night belongs, for a few hours, only to you. You tell yourself this is freedom, that after a chosen marriage, a confiscated child, and a face you were made to serve, you have finally found the one door that opens outward. And at first the leaving does heal something. The horizon keeps its promises in a way people never did. You go, and you go again, and each departure feels like proof that some part of you was never fully caught. But there is a shade to your traveling that you have not yet let yourself see. That you are always leaving, never quite arriving, and that a woman who cannot stop going somewhere is not the same as a woman who is free. The traveling does not stop. It cannot, because it was never going toward anything. You build a palace on a Greek island, white columns, the old gods, a house raised out of your longing to be somewhere else, and for a moment, it is the dream itself. Then you finish it, and the dream does what dreams do the instant you catch them. It goes ordinary in your hands. Our dreams are always lovelier, you said, while we do not yet have them. So you leave that too. You leave the island you built to be your rest, and you go back to the trains, the ships, the next coast, the next city. This is the part the envious never see. It was never wanderlust. You could not sit still inside your own life, because sitting still was exactly where all of it, the chosen marriage, the closed nursery, the served face, could finally catch you. So you keep moving. Away from the court, away from the memory, away from every place the moment you arrive in it. There is no destination anywhere in this. There is only the leaving, and the leaving has quietly become the whole of who you are. On an ordinary gray afternoon, you are walking to catch a boat. A lake is on your left, a flat September sky above it, your companion at your side, the gangway not far ahead. A man you have never seen comes toward you along the promenade, and for a moment it is nothing. A stranger crossing your path too closely. He steps into you. You feel the shove of it and little more, and a lifetime of composure takes over. You steady yourself, gather your hat, and walk on. You even manage a thought about it. He must have wanted my watch, some clumsy thief already gone. You board the boat, annoyed perhaps, otherwise fine. And then the deck begins to tilt in a way that has nothing to do with the water. The afternoon slides strange and far away, and the people around you start moving quickly for reasons your body understands before you do. You do not yet know what has happened to you. That is the mercy of it and the horror of it both. You have just been reached by a stranger on a public walk, and you walked on afterward, calm and unknowing, toward a boat you would not finish crossing on. The man did not come for you. He did not know you, did not hate you, had never thought of the girl at the lake, the closed nursery, the face behind the fan. He had come to that city to kill someone royal. Anyone royal would do, and the one he meant to kill had already left. And then he opened a newspaper that morning, and there, in ordinary print, was a notice that the Empress was in town. Not you. The Empress. A rank, a title, a line in a paper, the one thing fastened to you at 15 that could never once be taken off, not by a fan, not by a veil, not by an ocean of leaving. You spent a life slipping out of every frame the world tried to fix you inside. This was the one you could not escape. The name the world remembers. Cece, the beautiful Empress, was never the person underneath it, but it was the name in the paper, the name a stranger could kill without ever meeting who wore it. Being chosen took your voice. Being seen took your face. And the crown you could never set down took the rest. He did not care who you were. He only needed what you were never allowed to stop being.